not a sad day. I think it's a proud day, I would say. Good morning, everyone. So just as I wrap up another great week with the team here in Dubai, I wanted to share my thoughts and how it can help you scale your business. Because ultimately, having coached hundreds of people, help them start and scale their businesses, and ultimately scale my own. There's some key lessons that have really hit home this week. Ultimately, the operations departments are the fundamental key behind any short-term rental business. And if you don't get that right, then you end up stressed, you end up frustrated, you're letting guests down, you're letting owners down, and it's not a nice place to be. And you've got to really have all your ducks in a row in a hospitality game, where human capital is involved, especially where there's drunk human capital involved. You've got to have a lot of resilience, and you've got to have all your ducks in a row to be able to pull this game off. And one thing that I've continued to bolster more and more and more is my ops department, and we continue. We've added another 2 members to the team this week, and it's a department that you've really got to put a lot more attention on than you probably give credit to. And I think if you don't do that, and if you don't give it the attention, you will struggle to scale. I actually spoke to an owner the other day who had circa 10 properties and been doing well, managing them himself, but it's great at the start when it's exciting and you've got new money coming in, but once that fades and once that wears off, it becomes difficult. And especially when it starts taking time away from your kids and your family, your partners, and you end up sacrificing a lot, and then the money almost becomes irrelevant because you're starting to miss out on a lot of other stuff. So these are the problems that a lot of hosts face, and if you're not there yet, as you scale to 5, 10, 15 units, you'll start to face these problems. And those problems only get bigger and bigger as you add more units. So you've really got to have a good structure behind the scenes and be working on your ops department all the time, spending a lot of time in it. I probably made the mistake about a year ago of kind of stepping a bit too far out of the ops department. I've got some great people around me, and I felt like I could let them just lead, but I think at times it does need an entrepreneurial spirit in there as well to see what's going on and figure the problems out rather than just continually banging your head against the wall. And ultimately the last 6 months or so I've really dug back into it a bit, knowing that we've moved more aggressively towards having a Dubai-based hub, being central of the world. That's going to benefit for the growth when we go grow globally, as opposed to just operating in the UK or Europe or Dubai. We want to push to sort of US, Asia, Australia. So Dubai becomes kind of the central of the world time zone and the hub, and that's why I kind of built the team out here. It's still got obviously the support units in the various different countries, but for me this is the main hub now, and a lot of work's gone into getting that right and structuring it in a way that it ticks like clockwork. And nothing's ever going to work perfectly, but as long as you put things in the right place and you work hard on the right areas of the business that are more than likely going to cause you the most problems, and trying to be proactive rather than reactive, I think is a real key point. A lot of hosts just react. They just wait for that dreaded phone call from the guest on a Friday night. They just wait for that dreaded call on a Sunday when the cleaner hasn't turned up. A lot of the work I do with my team and the sort of mindset and the mentality of it all is let's get proactive, let's get ahead of the problem. And we've got various things in play to make sure that we are getting ahead of the problem. And that seems to be really starting to take some great leaps forward now, and it's allowing us to scale with confidence and and really push on again to that next level, which is it's exciting, and knowing that you've got that robust team behind the scenes to take care of that, and then you'll continually add to that team as the departments need the assistance based on the more acquisitions that we get. So the whole model now is very much let's just plug more and more into it, and let's just plug more staff into it as well as the properties get plugged into it, and then do more and more of it. And I feel like this week's last 10, 14 days I've been here has been a real productive time, and we've really made some leaps and bounds. The changes that we've made have not only, I think, fundamentally going to assist the business in helping it move forward more efficiently, but it's also helped motivate the staff, because I think there was a bit of demotivation going on, some people in the wrong roles, and we've kind of realigned, we've got everyone up for it again. And that's another battle that you've got when, you know, whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're doing it with people, you've got to be motivated, and you've got to keep that motivation driven, and you've got to keep it going. And if you don't, you will struggle to stay committed and disciplined to it, and you know, that's when the cracks start to appear, and that's when the problems start to arise. And I think you know, on that, you know, it is, I've been speaking with my marketing team, and I think the business now is bigger than me, and you know, yeah, I built the business, and I've kind of been the face of the business for, you know, since day one, and that's been great, and it's been a great story, and you know, it has been a great ride. But ultimately, behind the scenes now, there's so many more people than just me, and I sort of said to my marketing team, it's time that, you know, we kind of move the business away from, you know, me, the Ryan, you know, Ryan Luke, as opposed to, and you know, let's focus on, you know, Luke Capital Group and Luke Stays, and who that is as a business and who that is as a team, and you know, I really want to get them out into the open space, and you know, show you guys, you know, all the, you know, magical people that are in the business, and what they do for me, and how, you know, it's not just me doing this, and you know, I couldn't do all of this by myself anymore. It would be impossible. So you need good people around you, and it's I just feel I felt it for a while, but I feel, you know, all the socials and all of the accounts and that are connected to the business, they need to become about the team now, and rather than about me and the growth of the business. I think we're past that point now. So a bit of a it's not a sad day. I think you know, it's a proud day, I would say, is probably the word, to say, okay, well, you know, now I'm not stepping out, obviously still very much involved, but I want the business to be about the business rather than the business to be about, you know, Ryan Luke and his achievements, because you know, ultimately I couldn't do it without them. And I think when you accept that, you know, and show gratitude for the team members around you and the people that have helped you get to where you're going to, and you know, and that also goes to external people that have helped me as well. That's when I think you become. That's when the game changes again. And I think, you know, by being humble and by being grateful for everyone that supported you and helped you get to where you are, rather than you know, making it the me show. And you know, I've never been a fan of that, and I see it so many times with marketing. And I think that's when, again, you start to resonate with a lot more people, and then they, you know, want to come into your world as well, and they either want to support you, or they want to help you, or they want to add some value to you. So, you know, I think when you're marketing your businesses, then, you know, try and make it about other people, and don't make it about what you want or what you want to get out of it. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see all over the place, is people run the as I call the me show, and they're not really focusing on, you know, what does their business do? What problems do they solve for other people, and you know, how can you help them, and what value can you add to them? And I think when that mindset shifts, then things start to change for you. Your results start to change. Your engagement starts to change, and you ultimately get better and better results. So, you know, I am just taking a bit of R&R out before I jump on my flight home later on, and you know, another amazing time. I always hate leaving Dubai. I absolutely love it as a place. I do feel like I'm at home when I come back here, and you know, again, I'm grateful that I get to come back here once a month as a minimum. And you know, it's such a magical place. It's going places in its own right as a country, and it's got some amazing people here, and there's a lot of opportunity. And I just think, you know, I mean, the weather and everything like that just ticks a lot of my boxes. And I think you've got to also make sure you're building a business that you can design your life around. And that was one of the reasons why I focused on Dubai as the sort of central hub for the business, because I like to be here. So, you know, if I've got businesses here, then I get to come back here, and I get to, you know, benefit from that as well. So, you know, you can use these short-term rental businesses to actually design your lives as well. And, you know, if you like to visit France, wherever, you know, Nice, then go and build a business in Nice and start it up, and you know, and then you get to go there more. So, you know, it's a wonderful industry that we're in, but it's a stressful one if you don't get it right. And the phone call I had with the gentleman the other day, who's, you know, a very successful guy in his own right, and you know, done a great job building the portfolio to where it is now, just really hit home that if you don't get your ops right behind the scenes, you're gonna not enjoy this game, and it won't be long before you'll probably quit. So, or something disastrous will happen, and then you'll stop getting the revenue because you'll start dropping the ball and letting people down. You know, so you got to really get that ops department tight, and there's many different moving parts to it, and you got to figure out which parts certain people are good at and what to focus on to proactively get ahead of the problems. And I think when you crack that, then well, let me know when you crack it, because I don't think it can be ever perfect. But when you get it close to operational efficiency, then I think you've got a very nice business, and the one that runs fairly smoothly. And you know, it's hospitality; nothing's ever going to run as smooth as we can, but runs fairly smoothly, and ultimately we get to a position where we can grow and we can really scale with confidence. And I think that's one of the big things, is you make sure you're confident all the time, and make sure that you're confident of delivering the results. And if you do deliver that result, then you'll end up with a pretty incredible business. And if you design your life around it and put it in places that you want to be in, then, you know, why not? Like, I've never lived in the States, but I'd like to spend a bit more time there. I'd like to explore that as a country. So, you know, one of the goals is to, you know, get the franchise model pushed into the States, and then ultimately build a hub out there and start getting into some multi-family stuff over there. You know, again, it's about designing my life, so I want to maybe just have a bit of time over there. So it's, you know, you can do a lot of great things with this business. You just got to get started and make sure you keep it sane, and make sure that you enjoy it along the way, and build good teams around you, and be grateful for those good teams, and you will prosper. So hope that helps. Hope everyone has an awesome weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.